Welcome to another edition of Comics Grinder, and we're going to do a little comics recap featuring Gypsy Omnibus. This is from Insight Comics, and this is a collection of the Gypsy comic, an adventure story, very much in the Mad Max tradition, and it's written by Thierry Smolderen. Sorry if I'm butchering his name. And Enrico Marini. I'm more familiar with Enrico Marini because of this little book here that came out a while back, not too long ago. And this is Batman, the Dark Prince Charming. A lot of you are familiar with that. And you might not be so familiar with this one, or maybe if you are, if you're a true believer, there's also the part 2, which you shouldn't have missed out on. Batman, the Prince Charming Part 2 with the Joker as the featured character. But I digress a bit. What I wanted to focus on, of course, is the Gypsy Omnibus. And I just want to point out, I'm kind of lingering on this page because it's a beautiful example of Marini's use of color. And this is all hand done, nothing digital. And the color just soaks in and gets to play, and it's just a beautiful feast for the eyes. It even gets into the word balloons. So just a joy to read and to just experience. And this is the slipcase to it. It's a Mad Max adventure, like I say, and it features a Mad Max type of character. He's like just a lone wolf type of guy, and it's the Trans-Siberian Highway that has become a planetary highway due to climate change. There's just no way to use air flight. Everything has to be on the ground, and so it's a weird, fun story, and I highly recommend it. I also need to point out a few other things going on with Insight Comics. Just a taste here. This is only one of many things going on. This is the Die Hard comics. Well, there's a graphic novel, and then there's a deluxe book, that the ultimate visual history of Die Hard, and there was even a children's book of sorts. Well, if your kid's up to it, if he's tough enough, then there's a Die Hard book for your kid. And so the main feature here is the Gypsy Omnibus, and I'm going to just go through a few more pages, linger over a few more pages. But there's lots of different settings, lots of different character interactions, lots of action, lots going on. This is European comics. You know, if you love heavy metal, you know what I mean. But that's just one reference point. European comics, well, they're known for being in-depth, a little more cerebral at times, more adventurous, more experimental sometimes than American comics, although American comics have certainly caught up over the years. But back in the 80s into the 90s, European comics were at the forefront, and well, they still are. But one more comic that I mean to review quickly as soon as possible is The Comet. Now that one's kind of slipped by me. I've got I've got a very full plate. I'm coloring comics myself, and well, there's so many things I'm doing. But so anyway, I'm juggling a lot of things. But Insight Comics is dear and near to my heart, and so every chance I get, I just enjoy lingering over their work. They do such a great job, so devoted to comics. Inside Editions, their imprint is Insight Comics. And so before I babble any further, that's it. I love this logo. Anyway, that's the book to look for, the Gypsy Omnibus. So check that out.